Here she is. We say good morning. Morning. Oh, am I getting a little bit of a smile? I can't believe this. Wow. I'll take you on. Good morning and welcome to the vlog. I hope this isn't too noisy. There's a bit of a breeze out here. It's gone really well. She is doing so well at the moment. She's doing much better than I expected. So the surgery yesterday, it took hours. The surgeon did say to me afterwards that this was a tough one. And it took a very long time, but she's really happy with how she's managed to place the joint and sort everything out. In terms of the incisions and the dressings, Elin is looking so good. Like, we can't see any swelling, there's no excessive bleeding, like there's little specks on the dressings, which is expected and absolutely fine. And she has something called the skin traction. So it's basically they've attached a weight to her leg that keeps the leg still and stretched and sort of stops spasms and unnecessary movement. She's in HDU, the high dependency unit. She has everything at the moment through IV drip. And overnight we have had periods of really calm sleep, and we've had periods of spasming and screaming and holding her breath. So her oxygen saturation levels have dropped down to 50 several times. They come back up again as soon as she remembers to breathe, but she's a bit of a bugger for breath holding when she's upset. But she has had blocks of sleep, which means that I have had blocks of sleep, and the nurses are looking after her so well. And yeah, she's doing much better than I was expecting. As long as she's on IV medicines, she's staying in HDU, and we're not rushing her at all. There's like some talk about seeing if we can get her to tolerate things in her gut, because, okay, Elin and cannulas. I'm sure you have heard me say that she's notoriously difficult to cannulate. So at the moment, she has a little cannula in her hand, a little vein cannula in her hand that no one really wants to use, because they look at her hands and they go, oh, like this is just gonna fail immediately. And then she had, notice the past tense, a venous cannula in her arm, and I can see that it took them 3 attempts to get that in when she was sedated, and that has failed. And then she has an arterial cannula in her other arm, and as long as she's not spasming, that one is fine, but as soon as she spasms, she closes it up. And then as for the central line, so she's got a cannula in her neck, and now this is supposed to go into her chest, but it has gone out into her arm instead, which means that we can give medicines and fluids through it, so it's a good cannula in that respect, but we can't give her any TPN, which is the total parental nutrition IV drip. So unless her gut, if her gut functions and we dare to give her feeds through her gut, then we don't need to worry about anything there. But if she struggles to tolerate things through her gut, then we have to be able to give her nutrition drip, and at the moment we can't. So we would have to replace that or change the position of it somehow. I say we, I mean them. I'm not going in there and changing a central line. Like, I actually think that I might be able to do a cannula at this stage, but yay, medical mama! I have never tried, but it would be interesting to do at some point. Yeah, so we are obviously having some cannula issues, because it wouldn't be Elin if we didn't. The nurses gave her a wash this morning and changed her sheets, and she liked that. I think her main bugbear at the moment is that she's on her back. She can sit up, that's absolutely fine, but they don't want her on her side. And Elin wants to be on her side, bless her. Lying on her back, so Elin has the Moro reflex, which is this newborn falling reflex. So when she lies on her back, she spasms. And she doesn't spasm all the time, which is really good. That's really impressive. but yeah, she does get spasms while it's lying on her back, and she doesn't like it. And also we can hear that her chest is getting quite rattly. So the physio is going to come and see her. She will have some chest physio. She's had a few nebulizers to help keep it clear. We're suctioning, the oxygen's right there. So, you know, I'm trying to find a balance here, because obviously Elin is very poorly. She's doing so much better than I expected, and I'm super pleased, and I'm so relaxed and chilled out about everything. But at the same time, you know, I'm not gonna lie, she is a poorly child, and she has had big surgery, and it's a trauma on a little body. So yeah, but I am gonna keep updating throughout today, so I'm not gonna post this just yet. I'm sure we'll get a chance for a little bit more footage and a little bit more of an update as we go. And yeah, I really appreciate everybody's support and everybody's beautiful comments. So if you're not already a subscriber, then subscribe to my channel. And if you think that this might help anybody you know, then please share my vlogs with people. Help me reach out to more medical mamas, more parents with kids like Elin who have things like this coming up and could do with a bit of a boost, and knowing that it doesn't have to be all that bad. All right, I will catch up with you again in a little bit. Hi, Elin. Hey, good girl, good looking. How are we doing? She's had quite a rough morning. We realise now she has been in pain. There's been a lot of spasms. Can you see that weight there? So that's called a skin traction, and it's just pulling her leg down, keeping it still and keeping her comfortable. And she's lying here. This is an oxygen mask that we thankfully don't need to use at the moment. We have the trays for her pulse and breathing. On her toe we have the oxygen sats. Here she had a venous line which has come out. Here she had a arterial line, we've also taken that out. So right now the only cannula she has is the central line into her neck, and that's not working 100% as it should do. We can't give TPN, which is total parental nutrition, through it because it's gone out into her arm rather than down into her chest. But we can give medicines and fluids. And right now she's having a blood transfusion because her hemoglobin levels were a bit low. So she didn't need transfusion during the surgery, but she is having a bit of extra now. We have upped her epidural, and we've given her antispasmodics, and we've given her anti-seizures, and we've given her paracetamol. And she is running a temperature because she always does post GA. So we started out extremely well yesterday and overnight and earlier this morning, and then it's been rough for her, really rough. Hey girl. Go to sleep, baby girl. Go to sleep.